What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my podcast here. This is something new that I'm looking to incorporate here because I'm meeting constantly a bunch of entrepreneurs like-minded in the space. And today I'm excited to introduce you guys Nathan Harvey, 18-year-old up-and-coming entrepreneur that is focused right now on exploring everything when it comes to AI. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, bro. So we recently met. So my buddy Mindset Marlon, thanks, shout out to Marlon. We're actually in the Manor right now. Shout out to the Mindset Manor. And I saw that Mindset Marlon was following you. And he doesn't follow anyone, right? So he didn't follow just anyone. So I was like, okay, let me follow this kid, right? Because primarily, bro, I'm going to be honest, right? Like when people follow me, I want to make sure it's something that I want to consume, right? It's something that's going to give me value, right? Just like how you should be following anyone on social media. And if they don't follow, like if they don't post at all, right? They just post pictures and stuff, like their dog and stuff. Typically, I don't follow them back. But I was interested to see what you were doing. And I mean, can you tell me a little bit? Like you're in high school right now, right?
High school, so
You're in high school right now, bro, and you're interested in the AI. What got you to that point to introduce yourself to that?
So my AI story is interesting because I've been in it since like GPT came out, just kind of playing around with it. Didn't think I really was doing too much. And then I realized that there was a massive opportunity of really getting to AI after the MenaceCon event, actually, when I met Pace Morby. I was kind of just sitting in the back doing some AI stuff. I was actually making like a business plan for one of my startups I wanted to do. And then he sits next to me. I didn't know who he was at the time. So no idea.
Wait. so you just having the course and Pace Morby sits next to you?
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Pace sits next to me and we just start chopping it up, talking back and forth. And he's like, so what are you doing right now? I was like, well, I just applied at Verizon last week. And he was like, fuck Verizon. Come work for me. And I was like, no way. Okay, bet. I still didn't know who he was. But I was like, for sure. Let's do it. So we kind of traded information and he kind of was like, I got to go real quick. And he just left. 5 minutes later, he's on the stage talking. I'm in this spot. I was shit myself. I was like, no way. This dude's out here. Like, who is this guy? Like, for real? And then he, 5 minutes later, I'm on the stage talking with him. Not on the stage, but me and him, I had a mic in my hand. We're going back and forth for like a minute. And I was actually in his YouTube video that he did on ChatGPT. So that was so crazy. That was a crazy experience.
I never knew that.
Yeah, that was a young video.
Literally met Pace, like just super casual. Didn't know who he was.
And then it showed up in his YouTube video same day.
And that's just a testament. Shout out to Pace Morby. He's a yeah, for sure. 100% sub 2. And it just shows a testament to how cool he is, right? Like I've sat in such meetups. Yeah, like you didn't even, like you wouldn't feel like he's giving this front, right?
Yeah, I like that's one thing that I always take, like, is you never know who you're talking to. So I kind of approach every relationship like that, especially like when you're in an environment like the MenaceCon event and you're surrounded by other entrepreneurs that are trying to win. You never know whom you're talking to, what they're cooking up. So that happened to be Pace. That happened to be kind of the big dog of them all.
For sure, bro. And it's super cool that he even like, yo, come work for me, right? He's like that.
Yeah.
A lot of these rich people, we think sometimes are like super mean and all these people, but they want to give and give and give and give.
Yeah, he gives for sure.
Love it, bro. So the MenaceCon, right, that you went to that, what inspired? First off, let me pull back. Was that your first like event that you went to?
Yeah, that was literally like the first networking event that I've ever been to, where there was like speakers, and then I got to meet a bunch of cool people. So that was one of the funnest things I've done this year, like for sure.
Dude, it's so good to invest in yourself when it comes to that. And you're at a young age, right, guys? You got to keep in mind that he's still in high school and he's going to these networking events. Man, I tell you what I was doing, like, stop, we're playing freaking Call of Duty Zombies, like doing things that we should be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so what inspired you to make that move and go to that event?
So I've always been an entrepreneur. Like since the past couple of years, I've been always hustling. I don't really like almost feel right with everyone else. Like I'm not like, I don't have a lot of friends or connects to people my age, or I go to school. I'm kind of just there to be there. Like what really inspired me is like, all right, I got to get it together and money is there to be made. I just got to figure out how. And I started really investing my time into doing that instead of all the other high school bullshit that people are still doing. Like at this point, I'm a senior. I graduate in a couple of months. I don't know why more seniors are not like starting to make a personal brand. Like it doesn't make any sense to me how everyone in high school that I know is just going to school and they're not trying to better themselves anyway. They're not trying to build anything. So I just can't, I don't like to be around those type of people because I'm a builder. I'm a visionary. So that's what kind of brought me to more networking events because I want to be around people that are actually trying to build something.
Super smart, bro. Super smart. I recommend you guys do that as well. Touching on that, right? Like high school is the perfect time to build a brand.
Perfect time. You have all the time in the world. You don't really have expense.
Not only that, you have a bunch of people that are ready to consume your content. Like, you know, those people like the snack guys, like imagine those people, like you come in, you buy like all those snacks and then you have all your clientele right there.
They're all your sell. You can sell to anyone at school. It's super easy. If anyone's at school, even though like, I may not be as popular or anything, people still know who I am. I feel like that's kind of the same thing for everyone in high school. Maybe not everyone, but you know at least 10 people at your high school.
Easily.
And with those connects, like you guys could build something. You really only need, if you have a team of 10 people that are dedicated to build something, you can build something. I'm doing it solo right now with the help of some AI stuff, but
all you need is you get 2 people, bro.
2 people.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like you guys are in the same classes, you see each other all the time, so it's like a why not sometimes, right? And it's about introducing yourself. I mean, when it comes to sales, that's something I wish I got. If I got the sales earlier, I mean, because we're always doing sales, everything is sales.
Everything is sales. And I didn't realize that until like how big sales was until meeting Stefan Brule. He's like the owner of Real People, Real SEO. He's the best salesperson I've ever seen in my life. I get in a room with him for the first time. I felt like I was in a room with Jordan Belfort.
On is this?
Like I go see him like all the time, at least once, twice a week. And I just sit and watch what he's doing, him training his teams. I've seen this man on a cold call. Like he's 5 for 5 on the team times I've watched it. I had video proof. I filmed these. I was like, this shit is crazy. It's crazy. He's just closing everybody. So I was like, damn, if I had that skill, I'd be a sophomore.
What skill are you working on at this moment?
My main thing that I'm working on is it's just honestly being better on camera. Just being able to push content and knowing that building a personal brand is the most important part of building a business nowadays. Not the same back maybe a couple of years ago, but I'd say right now, building a brand is being overlooked.
I'd say years ago. You should have got on it years ago. The people. I mean, I grew up, dude. I was freaking 14 years old watching PewDiePie on freaking laptop play Happy Wheels. If you guys know, you know, right? He's playing some web game on addictinggames.com, and the videos are getting millions of views. And people are probably making so much money off that now. And nowadays, it's like, okay, everyone knows now, but how are you executing? So, I mean, props to you for you're getting in front of the camera. You did it yesterday. You're doing it today. And that's the only way to get better, bro. So,
that's all I'm doing.
What platforms are you looking to grow on? Like,
so, for me, building up an Instagram is what I hear is like one of the most important. It's just the best to showcase what you're doing. But in the business sense, I'm more leaning towards Twitter and LinkedIn. I just now got on LinkedIn, to be fair. Like I just made the profile.
Indeed.
Still learning how to do it. I think LinkedIn is just going to be the best place to find the best people to work with.
Wow.
Like there's just, if you're on LinkedIn, you got to be doing something business. Like there's not a casual guy who's on LinkedIn. I don't know a single person. Like if you're on LinkedIn, you're there for business.
You're LinkedIn.
Yeah, you're LinkedIn. And same thing for Twitter. Like you think about all these other social medias. You get Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever else you want to name. For the most part, that's for entertainment. You go on those platforms, you're there for entertainment. For Twitter, I feel like it's the opposite. If you're going on Twitter, you're there to learn. You're there to consume content and like really learn something. If you're not getting value off of Twitter, then you're not doing it right. So there's like people really used to refer to Twitter as like, oh, it's just troll and memes and all this other stuff. But it's like, you're wrong. Twitter is the best place right now to be networking, like, and growing a really high quality following.
Twitter is super interesting, I think, and that's something that I typically don't know anything about when it comes to the algorithms. So, I mean, let's say I started Twitter right now, right?
Yeah.
What would be the first step to growing Twitter, right? Because if I just tweet out, like, who am I talking to?
You don't know. So the first thing, and this is same goes for LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
Setting up the most optimal profile. You want to have your banner, your profile picture. You want to, in your bio, you want to say what you do. You want to tell them how you can help them. And then you want to have your link. You want to have a website. You want to have a link tree to your other socials. You want to showcase everything in your bio. And then your pinned tweet should be exactly what you're doing. Whatever business you were doing, that should be your pinned tweet. That's the first step. Once you're there, just throw up a few posts of what you do, just to kind of ground yourself as not an expert in your niche, but yeah, and make it seem like you're an expert in whatever niche you're trying to target. Mm-hmm. From there, at that point, it doesn't matter. Those tweets are just a show. Like, nobody's going to see those.
Yeah, like, I set up my account for success. Now what?
Now you want to just start engaging with other people. You don't want to just be tweeting out to nobody. You have no followers. You just want to start engaging with people. I'm talking like every tweet you see. Start retweeting people's stuff. Start talking back to them, following people in your niche. The more people you're going to interact with inside your niche, the more they're going to kind of help you. Because when you're, like, for the AI, for example, I didn't know a single person in the niche. I just started talking to these people, and then I'm getting DMs, and then they're supporting my content. So that's how you're going to really get visibility, is off of mainly retweets, to be honest. When the connections you make and they start retweeting your content, that's when you're going to build exponentially faster.
So talk to me about a retweet, right? Because, you know, for example, TikTok, Instagram, they have shares on, or they have saves on Instagram. They have like videos. Obviously, they're private on TikTok. But can people see your liked tweets? Can they see your retweets? How does this work?
They can see your retweets. I think they actually can see your likes. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's like a permanent thing. Like, honestly, who cares? Yeah. But the retweets, yes, they can see when you're retweeting somebody's content, but it doesn't go on. No, it does. Yeah, no, retweeting it just is.
So what is that called? Is that called like a page? What is it called?
It's just your page.
Just your page? Okay. Yeah, because all of this stuff is completely new to me. I think it's super interesting, you know, with Elon Musk taking over the platform. But I also, before we get into that, I do want to touch about, because LinkedIn and Twitter, it's a lot of text, right? It's a lot of text. A lot of text. So do you ever see video? Because I know they have Twitter Spaces as well, but do you ever see video or audio like getting incorporated in Twitter, or do you think it's going to be mostly text?
So Twitter's always been mostly text, and I think the images always help for anything, just because it's eye-catching. Nobody really is it doesn't eye-catch for a bunch of words, but a nice image or video does. But I actually think in the future, just because of GPT and all that AI written content, that it's just going to be so flooded, nobody's going to know what's AI and human. So I actually think that videos and pictures are going to be the best way to show content. They're going to be like, if you're going to search something on Bing, they're already starting to do this. Like, their new interface isn't just website articles and links and all the words, actually videos.
Wow.
They're actually trying to showcase that now more, because video content is more valuable than a bunch of words. Anyone now can write perfectly using AI. So how are we supposed to tell? Personalized video content. That's the thing where personal branding is going to become so big. It's because if you're not personal branding, you're competing with AI. Mm-hmm. You're competing with all of this content that's just getting thrown out there on the daily. How are you going to differentiate yourself is going to be by personalization.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, bro. I mean, let me ask you, for someone that, let's say they're growing their Instagram, right? Let's say they're growing their Instagram and they have videos, and, you know, they're mainly putting videos out, right? Should they be putting those videos out to Twitter? Should they make different content specifically for Twitter?
So I think that you should be using your content that you make and you should be repurposing it elsewhere. You should not only just be posting it on Instagram. There's apps nowadays. I don't know on the top of my head. I can't remember. But there's apps that will actually post. If you post on Instagram, it'll post on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all of them all at once. There's no reason not to do that. Like, there's no reason at all. So that's where I think that's what they should be doing.
Okay, yeah. So definitely go hard on, if you're gonna pick one, go.
Just throw them on all. Why not?
Yeah.
You're gonna post it somewhere, post it to all the other social medias, build them all.
100%.
See which one works out the best for you. Because that's another thing. You think Twitter didn't work for you specifically, you only do Twitter and it doesn't work, then kind of screwed. You might as well just do them all.
Yeah, at least you have a couple more at bats when you pick all the social medias. I mean, you've been saying it a lot, and you know, for the audience that doesn't know, you're saying GPT, and Nathan over here being the AI guy, I'd love for you to just give a little introduction on what is ChatGPT, and you know, where you think it's going to go in the future.
So currently, GPT it's kind of just a text, like it's kind of just a content writer. That's really all it's producing right now, and it's like an FAQ thing. You can ask it anything, like not even FAQ, nothing. It's just like an answer question. You want to ask it anything, it's going to give you a really detailed response. But people are still stuck on the surface level of what it can actually do, and that's why a lot of people are talking about, like, what is it even doing? People even making money off this? Yes, people are, for sure. I'm actually launching a free course here in the next couple of days where I'm going to do like a little basic and advanced ways to use GPT. This will probably be out by then, but I'm dropping like a free little sauce here pretty soon on how you can advance your skills just to spark more ideas. Honestly, GPT to me and is creativity based. How creative can you get with these AIs? How specific on what you're trying to get at can you do? Like, it's really based off creativity. If you were to sit there on GPT and not know what to write, don't know what you're looking for, then you're not gonna be that good at using it.
So I could get anything I could write anything.
And yeah, it'll spit out some content. So the problem right now for the SEO side of it, because people are thinking, oh, I'll just make unlimited blog posts. Doesn't work like that, just off of keywords. I would say GPT hasn't gotten to the point where it's actually writing SEO, like valid content that's going to rank. Just because it's such a high reading level, GPT will spit out like 10 out of 10 reading levels. So you actually have to dumb it down if you actually use the content. And that's one of like the little tricks that I would do is I get it step by step. I'll have it write the first part, and then I'll say, all right, include these 4 keywords. And then I'll say, all right, dumb it down to like I was in 5th or 6th grade.
So you can literally say that, like,
yes, just have a conversation with it. Yeah.
Huge, bro. Huge. That's a gem. I appreciate that. Any other specific gem you think, like, when talking to it that you've learned recently?
So one recent trick that I learned, so I don't know if you've heard, but Google and Microsoft are now hiring for prompt engineers, is what they're calling it. Just people who are writing prompts to be good at basically being that creative side that's creating clever prompts to ask the AI, because that's going to be a mandatory skill in the next couple of years. Like, that's going to be on your freaking resume. If you don't have like some sort of prompt writing ability,
yeah,
I bet that's an actual thing in the next couple of years. So anyways, Google's hiring at like $250K starting a year to do this, just to be a prompt engineer. What I recently learned is you can actually trick GPT into being a prompt engineer. You literally tell GPT, I want you to act as a prompt generator bot, and then you give it the specifics. I'm actually making a post on this. I had an exact screenshot of the prompt that you asked it. You're actually going to turn GPT into a prompt generator, and then you're going to take what the GPT gives you and then give it back to GPT, and they're going to answer it. So you're really not doing any work, but you're going to get the craziest output. You're just using AI the whole time. You're just leveraging. So that's what I'm saying is, like, it's all creativity based. How creative can you get with the AI to get your specific outcome?
What businesses do you think need to be incorporating this immediately? If you had to say, like every business?
I think every business needs it in some sense, but definitely if you're anything digital marketing, like anything online, you're selling a service online, you need to be using it. Not only for just content creation on the writing side, but you can be using it for content creation on the video side. And that's for GPT specifically. There's so many other AIs out nowadays that really every industry right now has like a list of 5 to 10 AIs that are specifically for that industry.
Can you give some sauce as to a couple of AIs you'd recommend besides GPT? Just so they could do some research, check them out maybe.
Okay, so
Like besides that.
So one that I use probably the most just because I'm trying to grow on Twitter is called Tweet Hunter. And basically what this AI does for me is it not only schedules my tweets, but also generates my tweets. Like it will be AI generating content based off of my previous posts. And on top of that, it's going to let me interact with other people. So that's the main thing I was saying on Twitter is you need to be interacting with people. So what you can do with the Tweet Hunter is you could search certain keywords or search certain users, and then it's going to drop a list, like a super user-friendly list of all their tweets. And then you just have to reply, like, just like them all. Who cares? So it just makes it super easy to grow on Twitter. So I definitely recommend that one. Another one that I've been using for the content creation, like video side, is called Runway ML. So
You said
Runway
Runway
ML, and this is like a gold mine for anyone who's doing video editing.
So I need to be on.
You need to be on this. Okay. Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Dude, any feature you can think of, even if it's transcribing, putting backgrounds in painting. So in painting is super interesting. I don't know if you've heard, I talked to you a little bit about that.
Like what, it can like make like a filter in a way and like change.
So what in painting is like, let's say we have the picture right here. We could swipe this entire thing, like if you're on the screen, swipe it out, and you can generate a trophy. And instead of this being a globe, it's going to be a trophy. Yeah. Should we edit that in, baby? Yeah. So that's what Runway ML is. That's one of the features on it.
You don't even need to buy props anymore. Like now, I can make this whatever.
You can make that whatever. You can make this background look crazy with Runway ML. And then on top of that, it also has like a high quality sound thing where you can remove all background noise. Like let's say there was like a big bang in the street. We just edit that out like this using Runway ML.
Can we edit that bullshit out? You hearing about?
Yeah, probably.
I'll show them how much I use it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's what I got with the shop review yesterday. I was just showing him this one. I was just blowing his mind. He's like, "This does everything."
Yeah,
it does everything. Yeah. So that was
so we have we have GPT, we have Runway, and you're using Tweet Hunter specifically for Twitter.
Yeah, and then the other one. This is a one that's more common. Definitely more people know about this one. It's called Midjourney. Probably people are thinking it's underrated. Like I think it's underrated. If people are like, "Oh, Midjourney, it's cool. You get images and stuff," but what are these images used for? Well, you can actually make some sick graphics. Every image on my website right now, every image that was AI generated by Midjourney, every single one of them.
You'll see his stuff in the description, guys, so you can check that out. And
yeah, so how you use Midjourney is it's actually like a GPT and Midjourney combo. You go to GPT, you get the Midjourney prompt. You can literally tell specifically write a Midjourney prompt for this specific thing. And it's just you got a big old paragraph description. You just take that over to Midjourney and you're gonna get the craziest looking output. So that's one of the things I use for image generation. That's a more common one.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know. Everyone hopped on that trend, right? With images. That's what they use to make all the images of their faces and stuff.
That was a different one. That was Lensa.
Yeah.
That was popping off a bit on TikTok.
That was crazy. I saw that for like 3 weeks.
Oh, I know.
My God. But it's amazing to me, like how you can tell GPT like something about Midjourney and knows this stuff. Is it constantly like developing? How is it upgrading?
So GPT is kind of still has baby stage. This thing's only been around for like 3 months. So
you guys check it out. Play with Judge.
Yeah, you have to. If you don't have an account, you need to get on it because when GPT-4 launches, so right now it's only at GPT-3. The difference is you have 4,000, like a 4,000 character response. Like if you were to type in, you're only going to get 4,000 characters back. This will make sense in a second. GPT-4 is 80,000 characters. You can write legitimate books using what's about to be coming out this year. It's going to be such a change in the speed. Everything's about to get upgraded like tenfold in the next couple of months of GPT.
Bro, you can write books?
Oh,
For sure. That's crazy.
dude, 4,000 characters is already like a page and a half or 2 pages on a Word doc.
Yeah.
You get 80,000 on one prompt. That's crazy.
It's like, it's a weird reaction I have because like consumerism's already so crazy, right? Like there's so many consumers compared to producers. And now with AI, like I wonder if there's going to be like, they're going to be satisfied. Like if there's always going to be a hunger, right? But I'm just like trying to work it through my head. Like if AI can give you all this stuff rapidly, people are posting already like millions of minutes to YouTube. It's like, it's a little scary for the consumer.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. And that's why I think right now is the best time to get involved with using AI, because there's like a little gap period we're in right now. It's like people are aware of AI, but people aren't really aware of what it's doing. And there's this little gap period where you can take advantage of utilizing AI to make money.
Bro,
Like
love it.
simple stuff like freelance. That's how I actually first started out. I got a freelance account and I was posting jobs that I was doing all this crazy stuff, copywriting, the graphics, all these freelance work. I was getting jobs. I was just copy and pasting shit. Like I made like $200 on Freelancer in like the matter of 3 days.
That's amazing. And using AI.
Just using AI. Yeah.
Last question I want to ask you here is, with all this AI and where we know it's going in the future, do you think there's something that humans will just innately have that AI won't be able to achieve?
I mean, it's kind of just what we already know. That's that our personalization, our creativity it can't be matched by an AI. Like, I don't think like there's already like trying to replace people using AI on like the personalized level, like calls and stuff or sales stuff. But it's like, are you really going to talk to an AI? No, I'm hanging that shit up immediately. So that's one thing I don't think it will ever take away from humans is like that personalization factor that we have.
It's a good point, right? Because I mean, thinking about AI, you can go all the way back to like the self-checkout, right? In a way, it's totally different because humans don't require another person while they're talking, like while they're checking out their groceries. Yeah, right. People want the fastest thing, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe you could see that in AI, but like you said, you still want that human to human connection, especially when like you start to see these physical robots and stuff. We'll get to that, a different thing. It's
going to be crazy the next couple of years. I just think that the advancement the next year we're going to see is going to be like how the internet was at first, or how the iPhone, when the iPhone first dropped, how game changing that was. I think AI is going to have an effect 10 times that. It's going to be massive. People don't understand it yet. And people know, like we already know it's going to happen, but it's going to happen a lot quicker than people think.
Yeah.
So there's no boundaries on the show right now.
Dude, it gets me charged up. It gets me hyped, bro. And I haven't even he hasn't even showed me yet, like the runway stuff and all this stuff. Like, we're both visionaries, right? So I just can visualize this, and because that's exactly what visionaries need, right? We need integrators. We have someone that could come in here and structure and put all the systems in place. If you have AI that can do that, and we can just freely do what we want to do and paint the picture, yeah, that's where we drive.
Sure.
Yeah, bro. So, I mean, I appreciate you, man. You pushing me to do the podcast. Yeah. I know this is something that I've been wanting to do. So where can they find you?
You can find me at Nathan Harvey AI on Instagram, Coach for AI on Twitter, and AIenterprisepartners.com is my business that I just started.
Let's go. Guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you guys clip some stuffs up and send it to me, send it to Nathan, and ask us a question, right? Let us know, like get a deep dive into what we're doing, because you'll see a lot more of us, because we're going to be posting a lot of content. So thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you soon. Go.
Oh, that's bye.
Good shit.
Yeah.